Hi, some tips for the opening weekend this year. Our water temperatures are behind normal this year with the weather conditions we've been having. We're looking at temperatures right now in the mid to upper and lower 50s, which means that we're probably going to still have some walleye, probably post-spawn walleyes, not spawning, but post-spawn walleyes active in the area. On Lake Mendota, historically a lot of areas to look for these fish at night, opening night until morning. It's going to be in some of the shallower water in the 5 to 10 foot of water off of Governor's Island, Fox Bluff, Stony Point, over in along University Bay, over by the crew boat house, and down by the Union, even out in front of the rescue boat over by the campus area there, and out in front of Tenney Park off the breakwall. A lot of guys will be from shore fishing that breakwall area, and they'll also be fishing in the river below the locks all the way down to Lake Monona. They'll be fishing the mouth of the river there on the Lake Monona, where the river enters Lake Monona. Most all these guys seem to have success on Rapalas, whether they be countdown, floating, husky jerks, that type of stuff. As far as Lake Monona goes, might want to look for some walleye action over around the warm water outlet, which historically is a good area, but we don't hardly see much water running in those areas right now, so they're maybe not going to be as productive as they used to be. Over by the bridges, over by John Nolan Drive, also on either side of the convention center along that shoreline there, in the Yahara River, down by the railroad trestle going into Lake Wabeesa. That's a good area, both from shore and in the boat. Lake Wabeesa is a good producer, usually opening night along the shorelines in many areas. As I said, up by the railroad trestle, down by Babcock Park there where the river flows out, down by the Bible camp. Those areas in particular seem to have some walleye activity opening night. Down on Lake Kegonsa, over by Colliday Point and over by Sugar Bush and those areas, guys will have opportunities at some walleyes in there too. As far as smallmouth bass goes, once the sun starts to shine, you can start throwing some crankbaits off that first break on Mendota, Governor's Island, Maple Bluff, out in front of Tenney Park, even over by Fox Bluff in that area, like shad raps and that kind of stuff seems to produce kind of well. Pike fishermen, they'll have some success usually, like on Wabeesa, up by the railroad trestle again during the day, Hog Island area there, over by Babcock Park. Up here on Mendota, some guys have a little success on pike, either by 6 Mile Creek or over by Pheasant Branch, those areas, out in front of the creek over in University Bay. Sometimes there's some pike that show up there during the day. And as for the rest of us, those catfish are still going to be cooperating up on the north end of Mendota. Again, as that water warms up, those fish continue to get active. Some days you go out in the morning and the water temp's in the mid-40s and they're not so active. By afternoon, it gets up into the mid-50s, a little mid-50s, and those fish become a lot more active. Cut bait still seems to be the bait of choice this time of the year. Suckers, cut them up, shiners, cut up small bluegills, crappies, white bass, that kind of stuff works. Some guys even have good luck with shrimp this time of the year. Again, that's on the north end of Lake Mendota, 6 Mile Creek, over by the Yahara River, up into the river, up into Cherokee Marsh. Anywhere up through there you can have luck on those catfish. Crappie fishermen, I'd start to look for the crappies if you're going to fish on Mendota, out in front of Governor's Island, Fox Bluff, even out in front of the inlet here, down by the beach in Warner Park there. On Monona, start looking for some crappie action over in Squaw Bay, Turville Bay, out in 7, 8, 9, 10 feet of water. If you can find any kind of weeds at all, I realize this year the weed growth is behind, but that's where I'd be looking, throwing bobbers and minnows, or even some plastics and small jigs, just throwing them out and reeling them in slow. Lake Wabeesa, I know there's been some bluegill and crappie action over by Hog Island already. And same thing, 5, 6, 7 feet of water, both north and south of Hog Island, right off that Lake Farm Park area there. And as the water starts to warm a little bit, we'll start seeing a lot more activity down by the beach house and over by Babcock and Rockford Heights and those areas too. That's really about it for right now. Those are all things that I would suspect will be producing on opening weekend, weather permitting. So good luck with that, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.